Alright, hello, welcome back to Satisfactory. This is Maker Gaming, episode 72 of the playthrough. This is our second episode out here in the Dune Desert. We are working on a self-contained factory. All power is produced on site. We've got the water coming from the waterfall at the end of the map. Here, we got our quartz from there, our iron and copper from there, and we are producing crystal oscillators. So we got that automated last episode. We have this belt that takes all of our extra ore and all of our produced parts, runs them through the line. The manufacturer takes what it needs, and then everything else comes back here and goes into the awesome sink. So in this episode, what I think I want to do is make kind of like a practice run at a power station. So I've been thinking about it. I think the best way is just to get started. And I think I want to do it up there. Alright, that probably doesn't look the best, but no, it does not. Alright, but it gets us up there. Okay, so this is the wrong level. We should fix that before anything. Let's do some white walls for a layout. So this would be a 7x7. Start there. Alright, quartz is the easiest of the group. Let's look at how we can mark it up. Alright, I'm thinking something like that. That'll give us our total. That's the easiest. Can you do decimals? Not well. Alright, so now we know what's going out. Alright, we mark it. Quartz. We haven't connected it yet. Say same spot. Same height. Rails up. For safety. Offline, I circled the whole building and dropped all the foundations. But from far, it leaves it kind of similar. So what might end up doing is coming in and painting the bottom ones black, which is just a darker gray, but I mean, I think it'll define it a little better. I'm also thinking of putting a little storage down here. Almost done. Didn't take too long. Yep, it's subtle, but it's helpful. It separates the shapes. That's what we wanted. I wonder if these were across the bottom. Would they fill up or would they have spaces? They would have spaces. Oh, that's a tough one. Oh, I like that, but we're gonna stay where we're at right now, knowing that this is an option. Alright, we're just doing a materials transfer. Alright, we're just getting all that moved downstairs. Call this corner done besides power. why don't we get our power figured out at our 5th one, so we can get this thing doubled up in speed, even though we should be fine for life. Crystal oscillators now. Alright, this probably will have its own line, but let's get it up there. And just, I think it's going to be a big step cleaning out a lot of these wires. Okay, so what I'm thinking is, these are my ideas for the circuits in the building, but we also need circuits out of the building, and I think the most important one is the water one. So let's figure that out. Alright, so that's 8 from this to this. Say that's good. Alright, so we're just making a room because we need a room. We got to come up with an idea on how to separate the power. Okay, so for this I think we need an input and an output. Alright, we need more AI limiters, but this will be our power. So we'll have coal, then our hypercannon coal, and then a battery pack backup. Alright, so I think I make our main power connection. Do a regular wall outlet, but mark 2. Okay, so A goes towards the center is how we're going to do it for all of it. So all of these connect at the A. And then each of the B's will go off out of the building to attach to the separate things. We're going to have to figure all that out later. Alright, so there's our power input, and there's our output. These we'll do a little closer to each other because we're going to do more of them. Alright, I had another thought. I still need a hypercannon. I'm going to put it in this direction. So I think I want that on a separate power grid. Same technique here. Center would be here. But we're not going to go center. Something like this. Alright, so that'll be our hypercannon. And this will be our hypercannon water. Alright, I'm not quite sure if that's how I want the alignment, but that'll be the power to the hypercannon and then power to the one water extractor used for the hypercannon fuel generator. And then this will be hooked up to the fuel generator. Alright, now we're looking for a battery building. There we go, power storage. Alright, so this is kind of what I'm thinking. We got our inputs. 1 through 5 coal, that's 375. This is, I think, the best way I can think to do it. Just a number per tile. Otherwise it gets a little bit messy. Alright, I'm going to name all these, I think, by importance. Water extractors 1 and 2. Let's see what that fits. 4 mines. Alright, we'll say it's like that for now. The water extractors. That includes the pumps, the 4 mines. We got the coal, iron, copper, and quartz. Factory machines, that one will connect to the next floor to this and will be separated by section. Reinforced iron plates, the quartz, the manufacturer, and the copper cable. So yeah, we got an idea. It just takes a while for me to connect it all and get it all in place, but I'll keep checking in. I'm also thinking of maybe messing around with the parabola up here. Alright, trying to put something centered here. We're going to check and see here. Now, I read somewhere that we could connect a beam no matter the distance. If we point at the shape where we want it to connect, it will connect, or it'll line up to that. So we'll say there. And we'll see how it did. Looks straight to me. Straight-ish. I mean, it looks close. Let's go with it. It's not quite right, but we're just going to keep going with it, see how it looks. See if there's any reason to have it. Alright, it's working out pretty good. Alright, this is getting pretty tall. Taller than I thought of. I say thought of, it just came to me. I thought I'd try it. Alright, we can extend that, see how it looks. We want a bigger pillar. We'll see if that's any sort of look. I don't know about the parabola up top. I don't think we really need that. But you never know. Power looks good. I mean, the 5th one off to the side's not the greatest thing, but I don't hate it. It's still fairly centered in the circle. Yeah, for now, I just want to finish the power, so we're going to keep working on that. We'll decide if we want anything up top afterwards. No, 4 mines is 2. Let's do that one first. Alright, the 4 miners, that's our number 2. And let's go figure out how to connect it to the real world. This will matter for all of them. I think I want to go up, but maybe not right away. Alright, I think that's neat enough. So that is for our miners. Alright, we're just going to center this here. And however that works, it works. It's actually going to go through to both. We need to go make sure a final connection is in place for everything. Looks like everything's touching this. Okay, so everything's touching the middle thing, which goes all the way to the top. So let's get that figured out right now. Surprise! Alright, so everything does touch that right now. So if we want, we can connect to anywhere. Okay, it's not connected well, but it's connected. Alright, let's make some room here. Make a biomass something or other somewhere else. But for now, we're connecting real power. So we're now getting power from the breaker labeled for miners. So yeah, that should be good for all four. I think I want a storage buffer. So let's make one. Alright, real simple. If our power ever goes out, we can come in and connect this to that lift, and we'll have a backup coal to restart. So really the restart just needs to handle the water pumps. Let's finish this up too. My idea for this was we need walls. Alright, so we're going to make this look like one of the stacks, but we're going to have everything go through it. To do that, what do we need to do here? Alright, we've got it replaced. We just moved it a little bit, angled it a little better. Now it's coming in here. Just gonna cover that up now. Alright, so we put that through, connect to there. Now when it starts backing up there, it'll back up in here instead. Actually, we didn't think of the overflow. So we need a smart splitter. Center is overflow, and the left is coal. Alright, so that's a little more organized. That looks a little better. Not perfect, but a little better. Okay, so now just those four miners are connected to this power. And they're all at 5 megawatts each. So that's 20 megawatts that we need to write for the system. Alright, so the 4 miners is 20. And let's just do this just to show. And then let's just show this. We'll do this just to show that we're getting stuff done. Alright, so the 4 mines is running. We've got it up there. Okay, the 5th generator blue. 5th generator is working. We've got the full power, 375 is what we're getting at this building. But we do need to make sure that everything fits in that 375 before we bump this up to the 200%. So that's kind of what I'm doing. Offline, I removed all the pumps and I did just a simple water tower design over at the end. One, so I could have all my pumps in one spot, and two, I mean, yeah, that's the main reason. One reason. So we could count how many there were for power, and so we wouldn't have to worry about it anywhere else down the line. And it's been working great. Just a 4-meter foundation tower going straight up. Water's going straight up. So we have one pump right there at the bottom. We have 3 pumps there. And then we have a 5th pump underneath the fuel generator circle. So that's 20 megawatts for that, and then each of the water extractors is 20 megawatts. So we have that all marked up in the power room, and I think that's just what I want to go forward. I just want to finish that real quick, so I'll do it offline. No one wants to watch me count all the equipment, but like I said, I want to get all of the numbers figured out so we can get the manufacturer up to its full production potential. Alright, the 4 miners are on their own line. It's all running. Same with the water extractors and pipes. So factory machines is the next one to figure out. That one's going to attach to pretty much everything. How much is an Awesome Sink? It doesn't say when you're using it. 30 megawatts. Alright, so Quartz uses 38, and I just want to make sure that that one is still connected to Quartz. Yes. I'm sorry, to the Awesome Sink. So they both are. So that side's complete. I think we're going to leave the signage up down here for now. So I'm just going to do that for each of them. Alright, so let's see what we need to count up. 2 smelters, 2 constructors, and an assembler. 5's kind of seeming like our limit here for what all we can talk about in a small space. We want to get the same coloring and all that. Alright, those 2 are right. This one's an assembler. Let me finish up all these signs. Alright, so 1.6 and 6.8 megawatts. Let's go mark those up. Alright, so that's 35.3. I don't think that will fit on here. Nope. Okay, we'll say 1 over just to make sure it encompasses everything. Okay. So we got 38 here, 36 here, nothing crazy until we get to the manufacturer. Alright, a little bit of cleanup now that all the materials are downstairs. Alright, these are accounted for. Alright, let's check these out. Alright, these are both at 1.6, I believe. This one's easy. 2 1.6s and 3/4. Alright. Turn this one on. Set it to cable. Alright, so that's 15.2, but just like the last one, we're going to say 16. Alright, manufacturer and oscillators. This was a fairly productive little segment. I'm proud of myself. So that's 55, but it needs to be 137.5. And we got all our other numbers. We've got all these front parts hooked up. I'll probably wall this off. Off the top of my head, we'll do 6 meters high. And then we'll do a diagonal of glass, 1 meter up. Alright, so I'm thinking like that. And then a wall. Yeah, so something like that. All the way around. So yeah, it's a fairly simple decoration ad, but I think it adds enough. This is really about me learning how to do some of this stuff with the power stations. I've never done one before, even though I've wanted to, and I plan on doing a bigger one for the whole, for all my bases at some point. So this is just for practice. Alright, so it's 145 with the manufacturer at 100%. That'll change, but that's the current number. Alright, time to play. What did I do last time? Not on film. What should I summarize? I finished that off a little bit. I took all the white, turned it the gray. Same with adding all these beams just to give it some sort of support. Don't know if I like it all that much, but it's more supported for the moment. Factory machines are a 145 total, but we're about to bump that up because we're consistently producing 375. So the manufacturer is currently at 55 megawatts, but we want to overclock that to 200%, and that will send us to 138. So we're, adding 80 megawatts to 225, so we'll be over 305, but we have 375. So let's go do that now. Alright, let's just verify that 225 is pretty close. Yeah, so 223.6 is what we're running now. But we're producing constant 375. So let's do it. And if you want to, it won't switch over till it completes that construction of the current item, but you can just empty it and refill it, and then it'll start. So now we're actually going at the 2 a minute speed for 140 megawatts. And yeah, now we're up to 306. So that's why we needed that 5th generator built over there. Might have done that offline too. So that's another 80, so that's 308. Easy enough. Once the infrastructure's set up, all this balancing and note-taking becomes pretty easy. Lighting and miscellaneous, we got, 65 to work with. And then the 150, we'll need 120 of that dedicated. That's why it'll be on its own grid for the hyper cannon. Oh, we also still got to figure out batteries. I guess for that, I figured I kind of wanted to, the way the fuel generators are in that quarter circle on that side of the build, I figured maybe we do the batteries on this side. So offline, I just brought these 2 foundations out to find this point, put a block down there, and then I rotated it 45 degrees. So that's kind of like my base block, just to stay centered. And then yeah, I built a 5x5 square here. I'm not sure on the size yet, but I just put this here as a reminder for a battery storage facility. Just basically just a small building with battery storage in it. Get an emergency system going for this build, since it's on its own grid. Maybe we'll work on that a little bit right now. Alright, I'm not even sure how many I want to do. Do I want to do a full 16, which is what would fit on one floor here? Kind of like these groups of 3. Little groupings. Yep, I think I like that. Alright, so for now we're just going to connect, how do we do that? Outside back to the inside. And then that one to the front one to there. Alright, now we have 4 banks of batteries all connected to this one power. Stored charge, 100 megawatt hours. And we need to get these hooked up to something so that they'll actually charge. Might as well do it to the correct spot since, you know, they're already written out. Alright, so these are our batteries. How do we want to get out of here? I don't like that automatic shit that just happened. Alright, is that a little bit not great? Maybe? Alright, that's something. Come out to right about here. I get it? Ah, caught it. Alright, that's something for now. And there, upgrade that to a Mark II. Now it can connect. I didn't flip the breaker. Alright, that means our battery's charging. We didn't even count that up, so we need to count that up. Alright, so 100 megawatts for an hour. Alright, so the battery backup is 1200 megawatts. I wonder why our consumption's not steady. What's falling down? Maybe the water? Because we don't need the full production of it? I don't know, possibly that. Just check the last machine at each place and make sure it's not backing up anywhere. Like that, that's backed up. Interesting. Alright, this looks like it's keeping pace. Everything good. Except I just don't like the aesthetics of this pipe. I probably want to move it. Do more to this. We could leave that for now. Alright, talk about a couple things and then just get out of here. I worked with the parabola a little bit, and if I would have liked it enough, I would have tried it on all 4 corners to get kind of a cool shape, but I added the large concrete pillar, didn't really like it. Added some beams, didn't really like that either. And then I added the idea of kind of doing signs across it, at least that 5 thick, or this 3 thick, if not even wider. And I think that could look kind of cool, going up that curve on all 4 sides, and where these would kind of meet going up. But that's a lot of big signs, and I've already had problems with signs, so we're not going to go with any of it. I think it looks kind of goofy from far. I didn't like any of this, so it's all gone. Simplify it up here. I don't even really know what these little shapes are here, except I was kind of, I don't know, just trying to add something. Of all these little additions, the thing I liked most was just the way this pillar looked down here. Almost worth adding all around, but nah. I also got rid of the lookouts, didn't like how those looked from far. Alright, final numbers, 138. 16 for cable, 36 for reinforced iron plates, 38 for quartz. Yeah, I think we can call this done. This hyper cannon, we're gonna do that coming up. No rush. So yeah, we got our final inputs and outputs. Get to this miscellaneous stuff, the factory cart, and the hyper cannon. We'll probably do all that in the next episode. And then probably leave the desert, go check out another biome for another kind of small project like this, maybe? Or find more to do in the Dune Desert. We'll see. Yeah, thank y'all for watching, and I'll see you soon.